Hello, my name is Jack Schomer. For over 40 years, I've been in the manufacturing industry involved in automotive in a variety of positions in Michigan and Ohio. Those positions have ranged from supervisor to operations manager to HR director. I've been asked to respond to several questions regarding the importance of regular attendance and being on time in the workplace. As I answer those questions, I'll also be talking about some other important qualities that employers are looking for in their prospective candidates. First of all, what are my top qualities that I'm looking for in a job candidate? Certainly, candidates need to possess the required education and/or work experience to be considered for the position. There are certain traits that I'm looking for as we go through the selection process. Those traits are attendance, appearance, attitude, ambition, and accountability. And I have found all those traits will help the individual be successful in any position that they are selected for. I'm searching for individuals that have the following characteristics. That is, the willingness to work hard, are self-starters, have a positive attitude, and are team players. Just as important is that the individual is dependable. Unexcused absences and tardiness is very disruptive to an organization. When those things occur, we require documentation, such as a doctor's note, that would indicate why the employee was unable to be at work. Because of the importance of attendance and promptness to a company, our company, as most companies do, have an attendance policy. That attendance policy addresses regular attendance and being on time, ready to go to work at the start of a scheduled shift. There are consequences to that unexcused absence or tardiness. The first occurrence warrants a verbal warning from the individual supervisor. And in that discussion, the company's policy is reinforced with regards to the importance of regular attendance and being prompt as scheduled for the individual shifts. The second occurrence warrants a written reprimand. That particular written notation is retained in the employee's file. A third occurrence warrants discipline that can range from time off the job without pay up to termination, depending on the circumstances. Oftentimes, we have been asked, why is the policy so strict? Unexcused absences and employees not reporting to work is very disruptive for a company. When an employee fails to report in a manufacturing operation, customer orders are delayed, while individuals are reassigned to try to cover for the missing person. Often that person is not familiar with the assignment and time is lost while he or she is properly trained to do the work and do it safely. Many times, due to staffing shortfalls, jobs are not scheduled on regular shifts. They are scheduled in times of overtime. When that occurs, we add cost to our products. When these disruptions occur frequently, we are late in making our customers' orders. This makes for a very unhappy and dissatisfied customer. Oftentimes, those customers search for other suppliers. When that occurs, jobs are lost and often employee layoffs follow. For all these reasons, it is very important for employees to be dependable. Quite frankly, that ability to be dependable and be a good team player not only helps them be hired, but gives them opportunities for advancement within the company. What if I can't be at work or something occurs that I have to be late? Everyone gets sick. Certainly any of us can be faced with emergencies that cause us not to be able to be at work on a particular day. When those things occur, call-ins are required. Call-in is required prior to the start of the shift, so that arrangements can be made to cover for the missing employee. Documentation is required that demonstrates that the absence was for good cause. For example, the alarm didn't go off and therefore I overslept. is not for good cause and therefore is an unexcused absence. Given the previously mentioned attendance policy, such an occurrence could lead to termination. I have been asked, how would being fired from my previous job for attendance and tardiness affect my future? One of the first things I do when reviewing job applicants is to look at prior work experience. As a matter of practice, I'll contact a previous employer and just to determine how were they as an employee. If that individual has been fired for attendance or tardiness, it raises a big red flag for me. Quite frankly, that individual will have to convince me that the reasons for the poor attendance record has been corrected and they are committing to be a good team player. In summary, as I've talked about the things that are important to me as an employer, and I think represents the importance to all employers, we're talking about, in many cases, habits that are formed early on. The habit of being where I need to be, when I need to be there is very, very important. Certainly employers expect that. Certainly from a school standpoint, it's very important. And those habits, as they are formed early on, just become how we operate. I'm going to be where I need to be when I need to be there. I've made arrangements ahead of time. If I think about being on time, if I'm always running last minute, things will happen. The traffic will be bad or whatever might happen, and all of a sudden I'm late. So making arrangements so that I'm there in plenty of time, so I'm ready to go to work, as I've been asked to do, is very, very important. And so I guess that would probably be the best thing I could convey to anybody in terms of, how can I help myself be successful? Get the training, being able to be considered for positions, but employers are looking for those that they can count on. And that dependability, a lot of it is, I'm actually going to be where I need to be at the time I need to be there. And I appreciate you letting me talk to you about this today. Thank you very much.